Good morning. I think we're live. Yes, we're live. Cool. Where are we at? We are on the weekend. It's Sunday morning where I am, but it's probably Saturday night where you are, because most of the people that tune in to crypto are from the US or from North America. But wherever you are, good morning, good evening, good night, good day. So I've drawn a box, not uncommon, drawing a box around the weekend, price action. So you can see there has been a range established on the Saturday candle. You've got a high and a low. Market structure since the incredible dip that we saw is still up. You've still got higher lows, and now we're working on what is next. We're gonna see if this box holds its ground for the Sunday candle, which is coming up soon. And Axamander, morning Rick from Ireland. Wow, Ireland, Dublin, maybe. Let's see if there's any trends that have been broken or established since the top. All-time high. You know we had this trend going on, which has since broken out and been back tested now. See that. I just get this line perfect. There we go. It's probably about the spot I would put it. And there was a little bit of a test on the outside here, and there was a little bit of a test back inside the line, but for the most part you can see the respect of the line here, 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 and then here on the top side. So it's like an SR flip of a trend line. So you've got resistance examples here. You follow me? And then there's support over here. So from a smaller time frame, this is just down on the 15-minute chart, but it's the same on the hourly. You know, if you go to the hourly chart, it's the same thing, just a different resolution of the candles. But if you go down here, there is a trend line on the smaller time frame that is getting tested as we speak, and we're going to see if it'll hold. There is a chance that we lose it right now, and it looks like it's, you know, or it could be the window to a new long position, just riding up the little, you know, if this gets respected. Remember, trend lines are more often respected than broken until, you know, you do get breakouts or breakdowns. So this could break down. Not saying it's gonna, you know, it's not a super high time frame line, but yeah, it looks like it could just be stopping people out or swing failing below this low that we had. But let's see what happens. It is the weekend, so the volatility has turned down a lot. The volatility compared to, let's check out Friday. Friday happened on 10 a.m. Friday for me is when the candle starts. Okay, there's Friday. So let's see, Friday 10 a.m. about here to there. So the Friday session wasn't oh wait, this is all PM. Hang on a second. I'm in the wrong time zone. There we go, Brisbane. Australia. Oh, thank you, Static. A dingo ate my TA. Yeah, I like it. Where is my high over here? Wow, the high was set at the very last point of the day. Or was it? Let's have a look. Yes, it was. It was set up here. Whoops. One sec. Give me a sec. There we go. Okay. So that was Friday. Let me change the color. Friday was pretty... Not as crazy as Thursday was. Thursday was insane. The Thursday candle. I'll just eyeball it. Where is it? AM, AM, AM. Wait, that's going too far back. Is this even put on the right spot? That's right, I have to fix this. It's not on the right spot. It's the Friday. I've like lost my bearings. Saturday 10 AM. Okay, Friday happened all the way over here. There, okay. That's better. Sorry. Oh, that must be why I have that orange line there, because that was the daily. Sorry, my coffee is still kicking in. Alright. So yeah, the Friday, that's better. That I was like, hang on a minute, why is Friday so like small and quiet? Alright, Friday, lots of volatility actually, an inverse head and shoulders type volatility. Didn't really result in a nice inverse head and shoulders measured move out. You know, it didn't hit the target of $104,000, but that's okay. They don't always hit. It's just a cute little tool people like to put on an inverse head and shoulders to see where the target might be. Could we still be working on an inverse head and shoulders? Not this one, at least. I don't think this one, like it did play, but just not to the degree that we would hope, I suppose. So, oh, sorry, I just bumped my camera. Okay, so can you see Bitcoin's trying to hold on to this trend line? It's kind of, I don't know. The last 5 minute, the previous 5 minute candle was quite a dip, 0.5%, $472 down in Bitcoin in 5 minutes. So things are very volatile at the moment, even on the weekend. Like that's a pretty decent amount of volatility for a weekend. Now let me go back. Let's get some higher time frame kind of stuff going on. I know we did this last stream, the high time frames, but when you zoom out, you get a little bit more perspective. Now remember in the last stream I was talking about this swing low here, like right here, and that was broken, and Bitcoin is behaving like its support got broken, you know? The theme of the market, I wrote it out in big bold writing. We've got a bearish sentiment at the moment. Mainly because we lost this low from this punch down here. So it's gonna take a lot of energy to break back up and reclaim a new high. We have to, it's like switching the market back on again. It's likely to happen because I still think the bull market is alive, but the short-term sentiment is still bearish, and that is just because of this structure break here, that's all. Not saying that the character can't get broken back again. It just means to get that character back, we have to make a new all-time high, basically. But you know, baby steps. We have to work on the small time frames first. The good thing is, if we go down to like the 1 hour chart, we were in a downtrend. Something like that. But the last point of the downtrend, I would say the last high was about here, the orange line, and we changed the character back up to an uptrend. See that? So that's the hourly. So the hourly is now bullish. At least on the hour, we got that going for us. Now that will change back to bearish if we get below him, which is 92,200. You know, if we do this and we break back below that, that is another break of structure back to the bear side. So direction change starts from the small time frames and moves its way up. The more influential time frames are the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly, like the 1 to 15 minute charts, and even the hourly chart. They don't drive the market. You know, these time frames are intraday, you know, more useful for scalping, that kind of thing. If you're trying to analyze the whole market, you want to look on something like the daily or weekly. So right now, yeah, we're just chilling on the weekend. I mean, there's not a hell of a lot to do on the weekend other than turn on your grid bots if you do grid bot trading. But you know, it's a range usually gets set, and for the most part, it's the price action stays within the range, you know, until Monday turns around and we get to see what the stock market's doing, that kind of thing. Not saying that the range can't get like opened up. Like we might even make a new low today, this morning, or tonight. But we're almost at the halfway point of the weekend. Halfway point is here, basically. So the Saturday candle, it had a little bit of optimism, but it got shoved back down. And if you go down to like the 15-minute chart, is our structure like being threatened yet on the 15-minute chart? You could argue, yes, it's been broken since this low got beat. You know, this is where it happened. This is where the breakdown started, and we just have not been able to, you know, crack back onto the high side of the weekend range. But that may be on the cards yet. If we maybe double bottom here or swing fail this low, freak everyone out, close out positions, and then react afterwards, that's a possibility. Or we could get another test of the top side of this trend line here, this trend line coming down. Could get another test before bouncing. But like I said yesterday, we are still like 4 hour chart or even daily chart bearish right now. I'd say 4 hour chart. Daily chart, some people, I don't know, like market structure. Do you take market structure from wicks or from bodies? Because if it's from bodies, we're still technically uptrending on candle bodies, but the wick, as far as wicks go, I would argue that we've broken the wick structure to the downside. If I include this Darth Maul thing, like this candle with the wicks down, technically that is a low, I suppose, you know. It got swing failed off this low here. Let's say it went, you know, it was crazy. It went like that because it all happened in one day. So maybe you could call that a point of structure, and we're still above it. That's like me trying to see the bright side of what's going on. Potential silver lining is that we're at least above this wick down. You'll know we're truly broken down if we get any kind of action. Let's say below $90,000. Like if we break below 90,000, we know that we're in a broader downtrend off this high, and that's kind of looking like it might even be like a head and shoulders type scenario where we've got, you know, a left shoulder here, a head, and then if this bounces over the weekend and then we get another rejection and we lose 90, that would be like a head and shoulders like high pivot, and once again not the end of the bull market, just a local top, which, you know, a lot of people are calling for retests and rechecks of prior resistances. Like, I mean, there's the 74k resistance that we met back in March of this year. That has not been macro back tested by the market flow. So there's a lot of, I would say there's probably a lot of gaps. There's a fair value gap, I would say. A big gaping gap, like between here and here. So that's just been left open, I suppose. And sometimes gaps get filled, or a lot of the times. So that could happen. Frank, thank you for the super chat, man. BTC and Doge daily look like poop if close low. Yes, they do. They look like you should be switching to a short-term bearish bias, kind of like what I suggested in my previous stream. But it's also, on the flip side, like the bright side of that is it's opportunities to pick up altcoins, because altcoins, they get brutalized. When Bitcoin takes a step back, they take 10 steps back. You know what I mean? There's a really good meme for that. Let me see if I can find it on my X. I don't mean my X, I mean my Twitter profile. I think I retweeted. Yeah, here we go, I found it. Okay. I wonder if I can picture it so I can... Yeah, here we go. Okay. Bitcoin falls 5%. Altcoins freak out and fall 50. It's great. Oh, 60%. It's fantastic. Whoop. That's great. It is the best analogy, this little video. And notice that the altcoins were higher at the time, and Bitcoin was just holding the area. He was like behind, but yeah, it took a little hit. I love it. All right. But yeah, that is what the altcoins are like. You have to be careful, especially on leverage. Let me turn my music down a little. It's probably a bit chaotic. We got 22 people in the stream. Remember to smash the like button, guys. We'll see if we can get some more audience members tuning in. But let's watch Bitcoin. Let's check. Okay, it's certainly, I would argue, it's lost that trend line. This has been violated now. We've lost that idea of driving Bitcoin back up along an escalator. Bitcoin says no. It wants to come and, I think, test this again. I think that's what's most likely to happen. Let's check some altcoins while we keep an eye on Bitcoin. Dogecoin. I know Doge had a really great start to the weekend. It ripped over the weekend on the Saturday open. Like, I know we had the violent sell-off. We lost 43. 43! We lost it. But... And just, yeah, we once we got below that, there was no there was no even real retest of it. All of our highs were below it, so it's been savage. It's been pretty brutal. And I think the amazing start to yesterday, or the start off the dip, was just testament to how deep Doge got sold off. It went down to almost 25 cents, 26. So 26.2. So what was the bounce back? The bounce back was 33.5% move on a bounce. Like that's incredible. So the traders are having a great time. The people that catch these dips and swings, fantastic. So much like Bitcoin, it's at least on like the hourly chart and say the 15-minute. So the 15-minute, it wasn't a downtrend. Structure kept breaking to the downside. You know, the low got broken down. The low got broken down. The low got broken down violently there. But look, the last high got broken up. So this has had a change of character, at least on this time frame right here. This is where it broke structure and changed character. So the thing that's holding now that we're in an uptrend on this time frame, we look to the lows to maintain structure and break the highs. We want to keep consecutively breaking highs to continue the trend and maintain our lows, maintain an unbroken low, basically. And that's just the mechanics of a trend, the mechanics of a downtrend. And yes, Static did warn us. His warning came early, but he was right of the target. I can't remember when he warned us, but I do remember achieving this high after his warning. So that's okay. He's still right. But when did he call it? Let me dig through. Does anyone have the date or the time or whatever? The date, even the day and date of when Static called that out, that he thought Doge was done for the time being. I should add notes like that for whenever members make a call of confidence. We can write it on the chart and we can hold them accountable. But it's all fun. It's no big deal. People get things wrong and right all the time. I'm wrong a lot of the time. I'm not some like mystic or like cryptocurrency guru or anything like that. I'm just a regular guy trying to learn TA and share what I've learned with the community. That's all it is. Try not to bullshit anyone, you know? So, well, I've got some scribbles over here. I'm a Doge shapeshifter, yeah. I'm a little bit deceptive about my appearance at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna delete these lines. Ooh, look at Bitcoin teasing. Look at that. Look at how it lost the trend and now, ooh, it's hinting that it wants to get back up on top of it. How dirty. Bitcoin's so dirty. It plays games all over the place. Are you a good boy? Who's a good boy? I'm a good boy most of the time. Dogecoin. I know this is a broken record statement, but altcoins follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin sets the tone of the market, and the altcoins follow like sheep. Sometimes there's a black sheep, like they'll cut away from the herd and do their own thing. But for the most part, altcoins are influenced by Bitcoin. Let me read some of these comments. I'm going to go on the multi-view while we do this, just to see what's happening across the board of some of the bigger coins. Hi Rick, poor soul getting battered. Yeah, Solana has been battered. Let's go on the 4-hour view. Yeah, Solana, the poor thing, has already come almost down to its, like, its crash low. Like the low that it got set in across the board. Like, Solana's almost down to it again. Poor thing. Yeah, you're right. It's getting battered. Lucio GTZ says, haha, nice Doge. Appreciate it. I made it myself, but not really. Your cup and handle played out on the 1 month. Hit top of resistance. Could we be going back to support at around 20 to 25k? Whoa! Supports of, I would love that. That would be fantastic. Bitcoin going back to 20 to 25k? Wow, what a discount. I'd be throwing all my money at Bitcoin if it went down to 20k. You know, load her up, boys. Yo, Rick, your music is always crazy high on your voice. Or your voice. Ah, sorry about that. Yeah, sometimes the levels get out of whack. And I've since adjusted it. Hopefully that's all fixed now. Doge dropped to 26, caught me off guard. Yeah. Caught a lot of people off guard, I think. Static warned us. Yes, you're a Doge shapeshifter. Are you a good... Yeah, okay, now we're back up to speed with the comments. I remember when Doge had so much momentum, it was going up with BTC dominance going up. Doge dominance was almost 2%. Wow. BTCD needs to drop back down so Doge can go back up. Check out our friend Nosana, please, Rick. What's Nosana? I've never heard of Nosana. Is that an altcoin? Oh, NOS, that's right, I remember. Yes, I remember now. Remember you were asking for TA on Nosana a long time ago. I just gotta find the chart that I did that TA on. NOS. Maybe it was this one? Yeah, that's right. Damn, dude. It fell out of a bull pennant. Hey, it kind of did what my crazy lion was suggesting. I think maybe that's where we looked at it, and we got going. About this much of my yellow line was correct, and then I'm guessing this is where Bitcoin got slammed, and then the whole market shat the bed. That sucks. Well, that's okay if you believe in Nosana long term, like as an investor. This is a good discount. You know, buy the dip. Dips are for buying, not for capitulating and selling and freaking out, I think. So, you know, no matter the time frame, dips are dips, you know, dips, and just like rips are rips, you know, rips are for selling into, you know, taking profit. You buy low, sell high, right? XRP, XRP, let's look at a longer time frame chart. We'll take the indicators off it. I'm just gonna hide the drawings for it. Oh, hang on a minute. Let's leave the drawings on. Which chart is this? That's an old chart. Okay. We'll zoom out. This position is no longer active, but I had already taken profit on it. 4-hour chart. Okay, we're zoomed out. Okay, let's just look, like, since the breakout point, we all remember we had that nice bull flag that was breaking out, but Bitcoin ruined the party. We got a double back test, and then it went up. Fantastic. Things were looking great. We were so close to getting back into price discovery, or, you know, cycle price discovery. And that is not far off the all-time high, which is up here. We're still in the neighborhood, guys, on XRP. Like, look at the daily chart. let me just hide all the drawings. That's the daily. The supports are definitely getting tested, but it ain't over yet, I don't think, for XRP. I think we're still in the high regions. Like, we're above $2. We've had a couple of scary tests of $2 and even beyond, but I would like to see it turn around. A lot of this is riding on Bitcoin, though, I think. Like, if Bitcoin loses supports and really retraces heavy, then it's gonna be very difficult for the altcoins to hold ground against that, I think. But in saying that, XRP is one that has been impressive to hold this level. You know, if you look at Dogecoin, unfortunately Dogecoin doesn't look that pretty. It looks more like this, where it lost that sort of level. You know, if this is XRP's like level that it's holding, that's Doge. It lost it and traveled down deeper. And it's getting, you can see how volatile it's getting, you know, Dogecoin. So Doge is just a lot more violent and volatile than the higher market cap coins like XRP and Ethereum and Solana even, and of course Bitcoin. So it's gonna swing around a bit heavier, more. And someone's asking about Jasmy. That's what I just saw on the screen. Let's have a look at Jasmy. Back to the hour chart, and yes, we lost that wick low, got beaten the other day, so that is a sign of further downside. On this perspective, you know, you had a downtrend here which got broken back to an uptrend here, and then another downtrend. You know, we're just seeing if this is going to be a pivot. I think the name of yesterday's stream was, is this the pivot we're looking for? And you know, it's still on the cards. Like, it still could potentially be a pivot, this low here. But once again, we all look to Bitcoin for the direction. And I don't know that much is going to happen over the weekend. We're only halfway through it, so those Sundays have been surprising for like volatility. So yeah, we'll see what happens. We've got our ranges set, and you know, we've got a low and a high to go by. We know where we have to hold. Like, I would like to see Dogecoin hold 30 cents. You know, if on this current correction that we're in, this has been like 12 hours of downside now. Is that how many? Let me see. Let's count it out. Yeah, 15 hours rather of just, you know, correction off this enthusiasm. Now, on this perspective for Dogecoin, you've got a Fibonacci retracement to look at, and we're trying to hold the 382, which is a bullish fib level to hold. If we can hold that, I don't think we will. I think we're going to go deeper. The 0.5 Fibonacci level is at 30.5 cents. And then you got the golden pocket, which is just beyond 30 cents, so 29.8 or 29.5 rather. So all of these are very realistic dip targets. A complete loss of support, like if we break back to the downside, all the fib levels get broken, of course, and you make a new low. But there's still hope. We've got, you know, there's a little bit of evidence. We're trying to use the 382 as a support level for the moment, but we'll see how that pans out over the next few hours. Pepe, 5 minute please, I want to hear your TA. Okay, let's have a look at Pepe coin. go on the daily. That was a really nice bull pennant. Sorry, a falling wedge breakout. Textbook, bounce off the flipper, up. See the height, like the retest of the top side of the trend line there? That happens often. So a really nice trade. If you caught the back test, like let's say you got in a little late, back test, and then like it sort of rested up here. That was like a 45% move on Pepe. Incredible. Pepe's, has it lined up with this trend line perhaps? I wonder. If we extend that, does it hit? Ooh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at how it hit that trend line again and found support on it. Pepe's I like Pepe's chart just from a technical analysis point of view. There's a lot of symmetries going on and harmony, you know. But it is in a downtrend at the moment. Let me go to the 5 minute, because I think you were asking about the 5 minute chart. 5 minutes in a downtrend. You know, just use your zigzag. Use the path tool, draw out what looks to be the zigzag, something like this. And you can see that consecutively you're getting lower highs and lower lows. To break that, you need to get above the previous high, which was here. Now that high is 0.017702, basically. This high here. So we'll call it 1770. You need to get back above 1770. Right now it looks like it's going to break structure again to the downside and maintain its character of bear character on Pepe. Looking left, if you do a Fibonacci retracement from the low to high here, you can see if there's any fib targets to go by. Now the misconception with fibs is that there's a predetermined level that it has to bounce at. That's not the case. Each level is just a point of interest. Just like here, the 0.5, there was a reaction off it, you know. Just like if the 0.5 fails, then you look to the golden pocket and you expect some kind of reaction. It may not be a trend corrector or a trend changer, but you do have these opportunities to bounce off these fibs, you know. I see the 236 and the 382 were just completely ignored. There was no like real obvious signs of support on the way down here. It just crashed through both, and then you're finally getting a bit of activity off this level here. But yeah, it's in a downtrend. That ain't changing anytime soon until Bitcoin gets bullish again, I think. Because look right now on the multi-view. Yeah, look, Bitcoin has really lost that trend line now. XRP doesn't like it. DOGE doesn't like it. But it's all bullshit. This is just the window to the next long, to be honest. Don't get caught up in the panic and the fear. If you were in a trade that has gone south, it should have had a stop loss, and you'd be stopped out by now. Depending on what time frame you're playing. If that's more so advice on scalping. Scalping, you need a tight stop loss, especially if you're using leverage. But yeah, this is if we're calling this, let's use XRP as an example here. If we're calling this a range, it's heading to the buy side of that range. If the supports get lost and broken down, then that is a loss of the range, and you can flip short even and open the breakdown trade. the break down. So you short the loss of support. But I would be careful. Always be careful. But see, look, now Bitcoin, it may be trying to put the brakes on. I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if its swing failed though and came below this low here, which is 96,400. That's not uncommon. Swing fail patterns. We got 36 people watching. What's up, guys? Smash the like button if you will. That would be fantastic. Would love to see more likes on the videos just to try and get... I don't know if that... I think it might pull more people into the stream if there's more likes, more activity on the channel. But yeah, I appreciate it if you would do that. Thank you. Howl. Oh, woo! How was that? It'd be so awkward to see me sitting here without the Doge skin on and me making all these noises. Oh my god, that would be very awkward. But that's cool. You're welcome. Unda. The thing won that like press. Do it that it hires the total likes. Thanks. Thanks, man. Yeah, I agree. So, what time is it? Oh, it's a little bit beyond a quarter past the hour. So we've still got like a good 45 minutes to go until the final hour candle, the power hour of the daily. And then we'll see what Sunday brings. Hopefully good fortune for everyone. Now, I know there's a couple of things being thrown around in X, like in Twitter, from crypto Twitter about Bitcoin, and that it's just some like reassurance type posts, and I agree with them for the most part. Like, and I'll show you what I mean. If we go onto the Bitcoin index chart, we don't need drawings for this to demonstrate this, but let's jump on, say, the daily, and then let's look at prior bull runs. It is nice to get reassurance from the past about how things can behave in a bull run. We know the 2020 into 2021 bull run had a series of pullbacks along the way. I don't doubt this one here would have shaken out a lot of people. That was an aggressive retracement. But we found support and we rode higher. This is the daily chart, so this will probably bring the drawings back if I measure it, but I just want to find out how many days. Oh no, it's okay, it's good. So to finally find the final low, it took about 19 days. That's almost 3 weeks from the top. So where are we today? Are we 3 weeks from the top? Not nearly. We're only like a few days. We're only 4 days. So 19 days to feel out a bottom. Poor choice of words. To find the support. 5th of January, it might take us until the start of the new year, which is not far away. Like, it's almost Christmas now. 2 days till Christmas in Australia. 3 days, sorry. Yeah, it could take until the new year before we see the next turnaround and like huge explosion up. I'm counting on that. I would love to see that, and I'm almost expecting a positive January. December's been kind of I mean, we had an all-time high and all that, but let's look on the monthly chart. Look at December. November was fantastic. December is like a doji, like a gravestone looking thing at the moment. An inverse, like, you know, that's a devil doji. An inverted cross. So you can't really see. Oh no, you can. I think a gravestone doji is, where's a good example? This one here, kind of like a gravestone. The July of 2019 candle, gravestone doji. Hanging man over here, kind of thing. Oh yeah, I guess you could say it's a hanging man. Oh yeah, what were we gonna do? I've got ADD at the moment. Losing my attention span. Let's go back to the previous bull market. So yeah, look at the magnitude of each drop here. 16%, 30, basically 30%. We'll just go round off the numbers. 25%, 20%. Even this, 6.5%. This was the top at the time, 28%, and then you had lower high. Like this is a macro lower high, which is, and not to mention you lost. This was the tell right here. This was the last like swing low on the daily chart for Bitcoin. Draw a line across, it got broken. See that? That was the evidence. Do we have that at the moment? Is that what is cooked up on the charts? Do we have a daily like low that has been busted? I don't think so, not yet. Could it happen? Yes, it could happen. But I mean, look, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that, we got that. It's yeah, it's not clear yet. I think we need some more. We need some more candle activity. Need a little bit more data to consider this broken. I know I put here as last local line of support, which it basically is, but we're still above it on price, but we technically did break it with a wick. We're still above this Darth Maul wick, which is okay. Barely. You can see, like, you just gotta call a spade, you know. Sometimes if a support gets broken, it's the makings of a downtrend, you know. It's no sweat. I mean, just play the market in the direction that it's giving, and there will be more bull runs. There'll be more upside. We just have to wait for them. I mean, look at this. This is daily structure broken to the downside. Look, you got a low here, busted, you know. We broke through it, and then that sort of indicated further pain to come later on. And then it got real volatile. So the last high, this was the trigger right here. You had this high. You had a series of highs getting lower. And I did a video about this, I remember. And we broke above that last high, technically. And we were making higher lows. Like, look, low, higher low, higher low. This was all in the chart. Like, it gave you the answers. Like, it tells you. You've broken the high, you're finding higher support. We're optimistic now. And then what happened? We broke out, and now we're all the way up here. So fantastic. We're still massively bullish on this time frame, the daily zoomed out, you know, the weekly. Fantastic bull market still. I mean, look at this. These violent pullbacks are not uncommon. Like, let's go back to the 2017 rally, which is a popular one to look at, 15, 16, 17. Might have to go logarithmic to view it because it's coming from a very deep price. So stretch it out a bit. Double bottom, so we'll call that the bottom, starting point, low. But look at the pullbacks. There's a lot of them, you know. Back, 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 you know. There's a lot of pullbacks along the way. Rick, stop. What? What did I do? Pull back, pull back, pull back. You know, they happen in uptrends. They're just, don't stress the pullbacks. Expect the pullbacks. Like, that's what happens. Look at all. Okay, look at this. This is SR flip tests. That was a real big one, actually. If I can use my mouse properly. Can you see them? So, support, resistance. This is a good practice. If you can zoom out on your chart and just find all the important pivot points. You had support, resistance, busted through that again to find resistance up here, resistance up here. Now remember, the high points are always resistances. The low points are generally supports. You don't get a support on the high side. You get resistance. Support. But this is SR flipping. Have you noticed that we never actually back tested this level of resistance? This is down at 32K. We've never back tested that as just to feel it out for support. Some people freak out about that and say that you have to go do that. You don't have to go do that. Oh, hey yo, Rick, stop. I was like, what? What did I do? Resistance, support. Oh, big test of support here. It's all good, man. Resistance. See what I mean? So, SR tests, support resistance tests. I think this is the $74,000 line in the sand. Lots of resistance, busted through it, did not back test it yet. Do we have to back test it? No. Can we back test it? Is there a probability factor to it? Yes. You know, there is some chance that we could lose all of this activity and this bullishness and come and really, you know, wipe out a lot of long liquidity and back test this line of support resistance. Now losing 74K, now that would be a big deal. If you lost 74,000 support, then you're looking to really travel back down, and that would be pretty brutal. That's like the brutality of what happened over here, you know. This, by the way, at the time, that got me calling for the bear market. Like that drop, we had a death cross. So, you know, if you're one of those people that likes to look at death cross, bull cross, or golden cross, let me see if I can find it. I don't have a template for it. I'm going to build one. Okay, this is a really good, just a little side note here. If you want to make indicator templates and have them at the click of a button, see how I've got these little emoji symbols? If I want to bring my Ishimoku cloud up, I just press that little cloud and it brings up my whole layout for this indicator set. If I want to clear it all, I just hit the X and it cleans my indicators off the chart. So, let's build a golden cross death cross template real quick. So indicators. I'm on the daily. Now the golden cross, as I understand, is a 50 EMA. Right, let's just go EMA. Moving average exponential, and then we need an SMA, or a simple moving average. Moving average simple. And now we need to dial in the settings. So the EMA is 50. Now 50 is faster than 200, so we'll make it a hot color. Let's, 1 second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay. 50 EMA, we'll make it a hot color like orange because it's fast. And then we'll make our SMA, our simple moving average, our slow average, like a blue color. And let's make it 200. The 200 SMA. Like that. Okay. Now, on the daily chart, they do, these kind of signals do come in late. Now, before I continue, let me save this indicator template. So to do that, let me just hide the drawing so you can just see the indicator. To do that, click on this little window. See these little 4 squares that looks like a little window? Click on that and go Save Indicator Template, like that. Now I can pick like an emoji for the template. Death cross, golden cross. What could we use as a symbol for that? Like a crisscross, perhaps. I'll find one soon. What looks good? Aha! The swords. Let's use the swords. So we'll say death / golden cross. Whoop, like that. And then hit, you don't have to worry about the symbol in the interval in this context, and just hit save. And that saves the template. Now, to get it up on here permanently, open up that little indicator templates menu again, and then you want to hover over the one you just made. Here it is, and you hit star, hit the little gold star to add to favorites, and now we can see it. It's up here. So if I clear indicators and I add that in, now at the click of a button I get my death cross and golden cross template. Hopefully that helps you guys somewhat. And just to go back to what we were talking about, this was the death cross that convinced me that, yeah, this is a bear market. Like we've gone into a bear market now. Because usually, if you go back in time, that was the golden cross that sparked the bull market back in 2020, coming out of the COVID dip. There was a false start here to the bull market, and it quickly got cancelled by a death cross, which happened a number of days later, and you got this. But this is like, you know, this is the green light we look for, and that's the red light that stops it. So usually you can tell, I mean, in this perspective, yes, it comes in late because it needs confirmation. But yeah, like a golden cross is a good sign on the daily for like further upside. That happened here in this candle. So look at the upside that happened after that golden cross. Really nice. And then look, we had a death cross here, which happened here on price. You had a pump, but then still you had all that downside. And this got choppy here. Look how many signals. That's the problem with moving averages, is it can get stuck in a range and give you a lot of signals in the sideways, and that's the problem with moving averages. And even Ishimoku, same problem. If you have a ranging market, it's not a very strong system when things are ranging. Very powerful when things are trending though. Very powerful. So confirmed death cross over here in 2018 for Bitcoin, even though we already knew the structure was lost dramatically. So that turned the market off. You know, no thank you. It went down and dipped. So if you want to solely read the markets based off golden cross, death cross, that's one way to go about it. Look at this beautiful golden cross that kept alive, like stayed alive all this time. It stayed golden the whole way up and only death crossed over here. So perhaps it's a good way to get into the market, but then to get out of the market, maybe you could turn it down to like the 4-hour chart maybe, and take exits and re-entries off the 4-hour perhaps. I don't know, just an idea. Where's the 2017? There it is. Okay. So yeah, see, on the 4-hour you get a lot more signaling. Like there's the dips and then the re-uptakes. Dip, re-uptake, dip, didn't re-uptake. So that was, yeah, that marked the top basically. It just could not get back up on track. You can see it tried to. The thing tried to get back on track, but you got your big old lower high. The big tell was losing, you know, that dump there was very violent, and that was a trend killer. That was a market killer. And then we came down. That's golden cross, death cross. Let me go across. We got 47 people tuned in. How you going, guys? Smash the like button if you can. That would be great. Get more people coming in. It seems to be working. All right. Let's go to the modern, like what is happening right now with golden cross, death cross. Let's go to the daily. So the last thing that happened was we had a death golden, and that was on the back of that falling broadening wedge not even that long ago. This was scary. We death crossed here on the daily. This was back in August, and it didn't golden cross again until October, late October over here. So, and look where we are. We've just bounced off the 50 EMA on the daily over here. Let me just delete this. We'll get rid of the words. We don't need that anymore. Got that point across. Okay. So look at that. Like almost on the dollar, we got connection with the 50 EMA right there. Isn't that incredible? Someone says, check BFUD. All right, let's have a look. Let's check BFUD out real quick. Crypto, BFUD. BFUD is still in a downtrend, consolidating after a downtrend. And yeah, 1298. You can see where I bought some, 1907. For those who didn't know or don't know, BFUD is a community token made by the owner of a Discord community that I'm in. I'm in BeeCryptoLive. So check it out if you're interested. We've got a pretty big community of people that chat in a Discord channel. We share ideas about the market, that kind of thing. But yeah, this is BFUD. It's on it made it to Radium. So it started on pump.fun. It made the bonding curve. got King of the Hill first, then made the bonding curve, and then got listed on Radium. So it's a pretty big milestone for something started by a regular person. Very cool, and supported by the community. Like that, we even tip it on Discord. There's a thing called Tip CC, and you can tip people, certain amounts of crypto. So BFUD's now on Tip CC, and we've been tipping back and forth with using BFUD in BeeCryptoLive's channel. There's a whole story around the meaning of BFUD. I won't go into it now, but yeah, it's a fun coin. Alright. Perpay. How about Perpay on Radium? Purple Pepe. I bought some BFUD to support. Thank you, JD. Del Valle. Let's check out Purple Pepe for fun. Burpee. Radium. Gecko terminal. Let's check the Gecko terminal for purple. Ooh, downtrending. Interesting. What's its market cap? $47K. So it's pretty small. Smaller than BFUD. Oh, sorry, that's a million. Wow. Sorry, I correct myself there. It's a lot bigger than BFUD. 47.24 million. So it's a meme coin. Yeah, 50 mil. 8,766%. It's on a nasty downtrend at the moment, but it was over here too. Nasty grind downtrend, right? But then boom, picked up. So could that happen again? Yeah, it could. Boom, a pump. That's what these do. They grind and look like they're dead, and then bang. So I think that's what a lot of these tokens that are on these DEXs, they hope for that kind of activity from the community. They hope that all of a sudden you're going to get a boom out of it, and like get that viral trend going on. But yeah, I haven't really got much experience with DEXs and things. I sort of stick to the central exchanges and trade the stuff that's a little more well known with higher volume, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's still fun. You can throw a few bucks into the DEXs and play around with some real moonshotters, What time is it? We've got an hour and 15 minutes until the Sunday candle starts. So we're halfway through the weekend. And let me hide the drawings again. Remember how we were talking about the Death Cross, Golden Cross? Look how expanded we are off the Golden Cross. And it's still fresh. It's not. How many days has it been since the Golden Cross? Let's go from about here. It's been about 59 days. 59, let's just say 60. So what happens 60 days after a Golden Cross in a proper bull market? 60 days after a Golden Cross. Let's see, let's count it. 60 days was here on Bitcoin's bull run back in 2020. And how many more days did you get out of the market after the Golden Cross? To the top, another 276 days to the top. And that wasn't even the end of the market. You got another run that went up. So to call this the top, I'm not convinced. I think this is the first check. This is the first, or maybe second. Maybe this was a check of the 50 EMA. This has been the second check. So I'm not bearish by any means about this pullback in Bitcoin and crypto as a whole. But yeah, it is still good to pay attention to the moving averages. The 50 is a good one on the daily, the 50 daily EMA, because like historically, even like look at this, look at the way it sort of treats it in the bull phase. Go logarithmic, you can really see it. You know, once it gets above it and gets going, it uses it as like a support or like a trampoline even. And then when you do lose it, that's when it's like, ooh, something's shifted, you know, like here. Maybe that's a profit taking time. When you start getting daily closes below the 50 EMA, that's like a warning sign, you know, time to jump ship. But you know what's interesting? This is another strategy for playing markets. Just have the 50 EMA on the daily, and when you're in a bull market, like a confirmed bull market, ride that market and stay in it until you get breaks below it, and that because that usually indicates that something's shifted and turned around. You know, you could have even played this from here, the break above it, to then the retest and break below it. You know, that's a trade there. That's like a little mini bull market right there. Just as this, you know, you could short here, losing the 50. You know, I know that was it's a cherry-picked example, but let's take this one, losing the 50. Ride all this side, this downside here, short. Same here, lose the 50, ride it down. Sometimes it gets a little choppy and it keeps running into the 50. That just means that the market's ranging, and it's probably not the conditions for trading aren't ideal when it's chopping sideways. It's very frustrating. But the way to deal with it is to identify the range. Like this would have been the range at the time, at least for this section here, especially for this section here. And then, you know, when either the resistance gets broken or the support gets broken, play it. Play the breakdown, you know, and that's how you know. Same with ranges on the bottom side of the market. Like you can find there's a resistance and a support. This would have been scary, getting that lower low after that one. And then even like, you know, but the resistances were interesting, you know. It got broke very convincingly on this one, bam. You know, rode all the way up. That was incredible at the time. That was performance-wise from the breakout point, like 220%. Really cool. So from a macro level, we're riding that 50. This is why this part of the chart, this falling broadening wedge, was so frustrating, because we were chopping sideways through a range and we were above it, we were below it, we were above it, we were below it, we were above, below, above, below, above, below. See? There was just so many times where the market, it just couldn't decide on what direction it wanted to go. But ultimately, we got the breakout and the back test. This was a big tell, back test, and then off we go. So right now, the context of where we're at with that EMA is that we've just back tested it and we found support on it. So we've got ourselves a hammer on the daily that is bullish. We haven't seen the follow through of that yet. We sort of started to see it, but you know what's cool? bar replay. Let's do that. Let's show you that tool. Let's go from like here. And let's hit play. It's on 5 times speed, but you can see how the daily candles played out. And you know what? You can even go slower. What's UPD? I don't know what UPD is per 1 second. But let's go to like a 0.2. I just want to see how that changes things. Hit play. Oh, it's very slow. I thought it would play the candle out, as in like show you how the candle behaved. But okay, never mind. Let's go 1 times. Is this per second? Yeah. 1 bar per second. You can see, yeah, broke above the 50 EMA. Back tested it, I think. Almost. No, it didn't even back test it really. Found support higher. Here comes a back test. Maybe? No. Close. Man, November was fantastic. And then December. Where's December? Here it comes. Here comes December. December started really exciting. There's December. Okay. So, slow start, but boom. We had that Darth Maul candle. We came up and made... Yeah, we had that rewind, then we came up and made a new all-time high. Like right about there. And then, oof. Here we are. Savage. This pullback. It feels painful, but it's not uncommon. Remember that in a bull market. Let's do the 8-pane view. Hourly chart. Things are pretty range bound. Low range. Where are we at? Bitcoin. Fighting to get back above that trend line now. Let's go back to the other Bitcoin chart. I'm going to delete all these drawings. Don't need all that on there. We'll leave the lines on, support resistance lines. Let's add tags to these lines. This is 49K basically. What's this one? 32. This one was 25 basically. Let's call it 25. not $25, 25,000. There we go. Okay. Wow, big text. Get it all uniform because I'm OCD. Lock them all in. To actually get that accurate, 74. We just use the round numbers. Even though it didn't quite hit 74 on this chart, but we're going to use that as the round number to quote. But those have been some pretty key levels since the bear market. 25K, 32K, 49K, 74K. These are our building blocks to the bear market, to the bull market rather. You know, building block, building block. So this is called getting a grip. When you zoom out and you look at the big picture, you kind of get a grip on what's happening. Oh yeah, and then there's the weekly death cross. Remember that meme that was going around about Bitcoin going into its first ever weekly death cross? That happened over here. Right there, basically. And we stayed under for a little bit of time there. Oh, we got our weekly golden cross again, November of last year. By that point, we were on our ETF hype train. There's the ETF approval, and we've just been nicely bullish ever since then. But Bitcoin has never done that before. This is the entire existence of Bitcoin. You can see that the orange line has always maintained activity above the blue until that point. That has never happened before, where it dipped below. So that was kind of a weird time. A lot of people were freaking out. What does this mean? But we are heavily we're quite deviated away from the weekly 50 EMA, the 50-week EMA. But I mean, look, so were we back here. 2016 into 2017. Like, yeah, we even find support above it. We're deviated away from it, just like here. This bull market, while this bull market was technically shorter, we sort of, you know, we tried to maintain it over here, but yeah, we were deviated for a time. We've only just begun, guys, I think. We've just done this kind of like little layup, like where we're sitting on top. We just did that here, sitting on top. Had our first bump over it, like over here. Bump over, lay on top. We've only just deviated away from it, which is sort of like the early section. So I ain't stressing. And where's the 50-week EMA? It's currently at 66,800. Let's call it 67,000. So we could fall back to 67 and still be in a bull market, by the way. We could back test, which is so violent. I know that's a very violent number for downside on Bitcoin. The altcoins would crap themselves if Bitcoin did that, but it could happen. Anyway, it is now the hour change. We've got the final hour of the daily. Let's remove these moving averages. We'll go back to my standard Bitcoin chart, this one. Go back to the hourly maybe. Let's hone in on the weekend. There's the Friday candle. Way more volatile, like a taller range on Friday than the Saturday. Typical, very typical. Saturday, Sundays, flat usually. Look, there's the last Saturday, Sunday over here. Kind of flat. All the drama happens during the week, during the stock market open, you know. Monday, Tuesday, fantastic. Tuesday midnight for me, the all-time high. And we've just fallen, very dramatic since then. I should have gone short. Tuesday midnight. Isn't hindsight so clear? It's just so like crystal clear what happens when you look back. But look, we're back up on top of that trend line, that sneaky line that I was talking about. Still inside the weekend range that was established from here and here. Still inside it. Do I think Sol will have to come and test the 200 moving average on the daily for a bounce? It doesn't have to, but it might. Let's have a look. Solana. Daily, you say? And let's turn on the... oh, we don't have it here. Death Cross, Golden Cross. There it is. Just have to jog it. And look, oh yeah, okay, it's close to the 200. See, this is how different Solana is compared to Bitcoin at the moment. You've got it. Let's do the multi-view. Let's see how each on the daily chart, hide the drawings. Ethereum almost touched its 200 EMA. Let's do the Death Cross thing again. Let's turn the Death Cross, Golden Cross on for each of the charts. Okay. This is the daily. Bitcoin's tagged its 50 EMA. Doge has lost its 50 EMA. Solana is violently lost its 50 EMA and threatening to go test its 200 SMA. Thank you, Brandy. Appreciate it. Great pick for this video. Yeah. Appreciate it. Oh, that's right. The guy riding the bull. Yes. Link. Kind of looks like Bitcoin. Chainlink. I like Chainlink. Chainlink's a cool project. Sui. Nice and bullish. Look at Sui. Sui's holding up pretty well these last couple of bearish days, you know? Solana hates it. Ethereum hates it. Doge doesn't like it very much. XRP is really still quite strong. Look at that. XRP is probably one of the strongest. It is the strongest. It hasn't even touched its 50 EMA on the daily. Does that mean it still has to come down? Or does that mean it's maintaining support up higher? There's more belief in it perhaps, I don't know. But that's kind of cool. It's cool to see that. We are currently 9:04 AM here in Brisbane, which means there's about 45 minutes, or sorry, 55 minutes left until the Sunday candle starts. checking my phone. All right. Let me know if my dog head camera thing is blocking the screen. You know, I don't want to block it. I don't want to block too much. And I'm sort of blocking the Doge chart right now. Let's go full screen Doge. Let's fix that. Wow, Doge has been so volatile lately. Maybe it's time for another coffee. I might go make another coffee real quick and I'll be back. But maybe I'll try and keep the stream alive until the new daily candle. And I'm just gonna chill out and watch it. Maybe I'll jump into the Discord, into the Discord if it's not too crazy. Let's have a look. It looks kind of quiet in there actually, there's not many people. Most people are like muted or mic'd up. They're like, they've got everything like, what do you call it? They got their mics muted, which means no one's talking. Alright, I'll be back. I'm gonna make a coffee and we'll check out the daily close. Alright, I'm back. Came back with a coffee. Are things starting to see a little bit of creeping on a come up? Maybe. 5-minute chart. Let's get down in the weeds, down to 5-minute. I'm going to remove all the indicators, we'll just watch the price action. XLM, Sui. I like Sui. Sui's been doing pretty well this year. Doge, XRP, and Bitcoin. All of them are getting this little bump at the moment. We'll see if anything becomes of it. Well, there's about 40 minutes left or less of the daily chart, but I think I'm going to wrap this stream up. I've run out of things to talk about. We've covered a lot of stuff, but if anything exciting happens tomorrow, then I'll probably stream around the same time maybe. But otherwise, thank you for tuning in, guys. Appreciate it. Always a pleasure, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Have a good night.